Welcome to howtocookthat.net. I'm Ann Reardon. So you want to make the perfect macarons. Smooth shells, a cute little foot around the bottom, beautiful colours. So today I'm going to answer all your macaron questions. 20254474 says, can I please have the recipe quantities? Yes, you can. If you go to the link below this video or below the macaron recipe video, there is a link to the blog and all of the quantities are there for you. V Angel Bang says, someone said that macarons taste better if you fill them with fillings and leave them in the fridge overnight instead of eating them straight away. Is that true? Well, if you fill it with a flavoured ganache, then that just gives a chance for the flavours to incorporate through the shells as well. So yes, they can taste better that way. If you're filling them with just whipped cream, then you don't want to do it the night before because there's too much moisture in the whipped cream. It'll absorb into the shells and make them soggy. So it depends what you're filling them with. But if you eat them straight away, they taste good anyway. Blaze2001 asks, is there a way to make these without almond meal or almond flour? I'm allergic to nuts. Yes, there is. I have someone in my family who's allergic to nuts too, so I've developed a nut-free macaron recipe where there's no nuts, there's no seeds of any sort in it. Black Converse 97 asks, can you substitute the almond meal with anything else? Well, yes, if you want the nut-free recipe, then follow the link under this video to the nut-free recipe. Otherwise, you can use different ground nuts. So you can use ground hazelnuts, you can use ground pumpkin seeds, anything that's got a similar nutritional composition to your nuts will work fine. Paula RJFV99 asks, you fill them with chocolate what? Chocolate ganache. It is a mixture of chocolate and cream. If you go to the chocolate ginger macaron recipe, I show how to make the ganache there and how to flavour it. So you can flavour it in that recipe with ginger, but you can use whatever you like to flavour it there. EI Reader is asking, is baking paper or greaseproof paper the same as non-stick paper? No, it's not. So the non-stick baking paper is what you need to use so that your macarons don't stick. If you use just normal greaseproof paper, they're going to stick even when they're done. Crafts for You asks, can I add cocoa powder? Yes, you can, and lots of other people have asked, do you have a recipe for chocolate macarons? Yes, just search for chocolate ginger macaron recipe and you will find the recipe for the chocolate macarons. My macarons don't have a foot, they more have a skirt, so they have a little bit sticking out around the edge. That means your oven temperature is too low. You need to increase it. Try increasing it by 10 degrees and see how you go. Spike Panda asks, what does wrap the tray on the bench mean? Wrapping the tray on the bench means once you've parked your macarons, bang it firmly on the bench a few times, turn the tray around and bang it firmly on the bench a few times. That side as well. That helps the macarons not to crack. Khaki Chef 96 says, can I use liquid colour? Yes, you can, but only a tiny amount. You're better off using gel colour or powdered colour if you want strong colours. Why can't you use liquid colour? Well, if you add too much liquid colour, your macarons aren't going to work. It adds too much moisture to the recipe and they will turn out flat and lumpy. A question, my macarons turned out lumpy. If your macarons turned out lumpy, they're likely to be undermixed. So make sure that you're folding them carefully and making sure that all of that egg white and all of that almond meal is evenly incorporated. There shouldn't be any little lumps of egg white that you can still see. If it's already looking runny and you can still see lumps, well then you are probably stirring, not so much folding. If you fold it, so going around the edge, moving it around, then you're going to give yourself more time to incorporate them all smoothly and evenly. If you just stir, you're going to have about 3 stirs before it gets runny. And then you're going to end up with a lumpy and flat looking macaron. It's not going to work. Someone else asks, I can't get hold of caster sugar. Can I use powdered sugar for both halves? Yes, you can. I've tried it. It works. Go for it. Can I use normal sugar instead of caster sugar? I've tried that as well and you get mixed results. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, so you're better off using powdered sugar for both. Can I use icing mixture? Lots of people have asked that. Yes, you can. It doesn't have to be pure icing sugar. It can be icing mixture, which is just icing, powdered icing sugar with a little bit of corn flour mixed in. They still work fine. Yes, you can. Joe says, how do I flavour the macaron recipe? You don't usually flavour the shells when you're making macarons. You usually flavour the fillings, and then as you leave them, that flavour infuses through the whole thing. The shells are quite finicky. If you add much to them, they're not going to work, especially if you add anything liquid. Bookworm at Starbucks asks, don't you have to leave them on the bench before you bake them? No, you don't. I've experimented with this particular recipe, leaving it on the bench for half an hour, for 2 hours, for 10 minutes, and it's made no difference. The macarons bake just the same as if you pop them in the oven straight away. A girl who loves to bake, great name, asks, what is almond meal? Almond meal is just almonds that have been blanched, so the skin removed off them, and then they've been ground finely. It's also called almond flour. and you should be able to find it in most supermarkets. I'm E Girl 1 says, I don't have a piping bag. That's okay, you can still make them. All you need to do is get a Ziploc bag, cut the corner off it, and pipe with that. I need to make 100 of these perfectly by tomorrow. Can you help me, please? Well, what you need to do is get practice and get it fast. Make up one batch, and as you're folding it, I want you to underfold it to the point that you know it's definitely not folded enough. Put some spoons into a Ziploc bag and pipe out 3 or 4 macaroons. Then fold it a bit more, 5 or 10 more folds. Put some more in your Ziploc bag, pipe them out. Repeat that until your mixture is all gone, and then that's going to give you a good indication and a good feel for exactly how much you need to fold your mixture, because that's the main area where people run into trouble and make a mistake. Bashini says, can I put 2 trays in at a time? You can. I find the best results if I put 1 tray in on the top shelf, and then once they're looking like they're nearly ready but they're still sticking to the paper, the bases aren't quite done, I move that tray down to the bottom and then put a new tray in on the top shelf with the ones that are waiting to go. Risa says, is your recipe in customary or imperial cup units? If you don't know what that means, Australia and the UK use a cup size of 250 mils and the USA uses a cup size of 230 mils. The recipe is using the Australian cup sizes, so 250 mils, but I have tested it with the customary units as well and it still works. Vint Just says, can I use less sugar? No, you can't, they're not going to work. Aniski J says, my egg whites don't whip up stiff and dry and they still look wet and foamy. That usually means that you've got some egg yolk in your egg whites. Egg yolk acts as an emulsifier, so what that means is it allows the things that wouldn't normally mix to mix together. So egg whites and air don't mix, which is why you get all the bubbles. If you add egg yolk to it, it allows them to mix so it doesn't form the proper foam. Ina says, can I use wheat flour? No, you can't. Kathy says, do I have to use a stand mixer? No, you don't have to use a stand mixer. I use a hand mixer lots of times. Jody5196 asks, can you replace the egg whites with something else? No, you can't, sorry. I hope you have fun making macaroons, but even more fun eating them and sharing them with your friends and family. Enjoy.